welcome back to your #1 thought for PSO2 gameplay, how-to, and all that jazz. And today, we are back in Bait PSO2 to talk about a subject I've been meaning to talk about for a while, which is photography. Since the photography in Bait PSO is a lot more elaborate than it is in New Genesis for the time being. And today, I'm going to be showing you everything you need to know about this, and any of you someone who play New Genesis, some that might be very useful for you who enjoy taking screenshots. But before we hop into it, if you haven't already, make sure to thumbs up, subscribe, hit all the wonderful bells, and let's get to it, shall we? So to get to the photography stuff, this is a little more unique. Don't get me wrong, you can of course still take photos the old-fashioned way by of course going to select camera and lighting, but we will go into that a little bit more later. But for the time being, we're going to be talking about the actual quests, or I get technically regions, that you can go to specifically for photography. So to start off, we want to go ahead and head on over to a quest counter. We just can do the one in the main gate area because it's most simplest. But you can go ahead and find them over here at the ends of each of the tunnels. And of course, by talking to that wonderful NPC, we can go ahead and go down to Screenshot Studio. And from here, we're going to have a whole bunch of options. So to start off, we do have a list of each of the things. Might it be from a called shopping plaza, which will be mainly a lot of the holiday stuff that have happened in PSO, as well as some holiday stuff we never actually got in global. So you can go between them. And for this is concerned, we do have a 20 that we can go ahead and pick from, including a Sonic, by the way. So you got a whole bunch here, as well as some base, or I guess I should say alpha testing location that is, well, this is the only real way to see this area in global. And then outside of that, we also have the cafe, since the cafe did also change depending on the season and event. And not nearly, as you can see, as many as it is under the main shopping plaza, but we got a handful. And then we, of course, got all very well areas. The areas are a little more unique because the areas are pretty much broken down into areas that were specifically tied to like golden keys, silver keys, that type of stuff, as well as some areas that are exclusive to mainly being adopted by UFO in PSO2, which was a whole thing about it. I did a video about it a while ago. So if you want to check it out, I will have a link above how you can actually get invaded by aliens and get taken to some of these secret areas. So you can get to the area and see them by doing this as well. And then of course we got our episodes. So we got episode Oracle, which is called episode 1, 2, 3. Sadly, it only like 4 areas. Nothing like too much here. And then we of course also got our episode 4? Yeah, episode 4 stuff here with orbs, so you can run around and like cool settings and whatnot if you want to get a more, I get normal area, as well as some of the in-game area for that expansion, so you can actually run around in them dungeon. And then we have of course our pole tunnels, so this is also tied to episode 4, as well as a couple other places that you have seen in that episode. And then, of course, we have our Chroma Key Studio. So, we're going to go ahead, we're going to talk about Chroma Key 4, and then we can hop into some of the other ones. But for the Chroma Key, this is important, especially for all you who enjoy actually putting your characters in other environments. Or if you need to cut out your character in a photo or a video, you can also use it for videos as well. So, of course, let's go ahead and start off with that one. So, from here, you're going to go ahead and select whichever level you want. Like I said, in my case, Chroma Key. And then you're going to have a few options here. We got a call accept quests that will go ahead and start the process of beginning it. You can also join a party if you have friends that are in there and you want to do some photo get-together. You can also go through that way, as well as, of course, search for parties that are available. So this is, of course, random, which, as you can see, no party at the moment here. And then, of course, we got match setting. Here will be, well, you can call it set if you want, you know, certain things to happen, such as allowing certain groups or certain people to join you. So, once you decide what you want to do, we go ahead and go to accept. And you will see a couple other things here, such as, once again, being able to lock this area to friends only, alliance member. You can shove a password on it. You can also be like voice chat. But once you have all that setting done, you can go ahead and start the quest by a search for block. And from here, we're going to go ahead, be teleported to our main ship here, which, of course, you got the same stuff around here with, of course, being able to summon NPCs. That can also join you if you want to do photography with random people NPC. Or if you want to actually do it with a main story NPC, you can also do that as well. Just know, as you complete more and more of the main story, you, of course, will unlock more and more characters that will actually be able to join you. So let's go ahead, summon our little Bumblebee friend here.
I'm ready to fight.
Yes, you're the best. Bet waifu, don't fight me on this. So, from here, we're going to go ahead and just jump right on in like we would any other mission. And from here, as you can see,
Off we go.
we have been officially teleported, in the case of this, to a chroma key, which is, like I said, ideally for anyone that want to make videos or a photo ops. But with that being said, we're going to go somewhere that have a little more visual quality for the rest of this. But to leave the mission, since, as you can see, this is a void of greenness, and no will exit offhand. So to actually get out of this and get back to the ship, we want to go ahead and go on over here to the party menu. And we're going to go to, of course, a party command. And from here, you will see an option to, of course, abandon quest. So by doing so, this will go ahead and kick us back out into the main gate. So let's go ahead and, like I said, go somewhere a little more interesting for the rest of this video. So I think we're gonna go ahead and how about we just go ahead and head to the beta area. So now that we in a more fancier area, also Kirito have just decided to join us. What we're gonna do from here is, of course, you can run around, find wherever area that interests you or you think is a bet for the photography of the game itself. And we're gonna go ahead and head on into, of course, a change camera and lighting. So there are a few options here. We, of course, have our normal camera. We got 3 for free if you are free to play player, that you can go ahead and add different setting to, that we will get into. But you will get another 3 if you a premium player, and then we have 3 light sources as well. Sadly, these are exclusive to, of course, premium. But the main thing to keep in mind with this is, of course, if you are a premium user, you will get access to 3 lighting settings where you can, of course, change the tone, the quarter temperature, and whatnot, as well as add a quarter tone on top of that to give it a more unique look for you. Also, if you are a premium player as well, if you go ahead and head on over into your options inside of Bait PSO, and we're going to go down to graphics and a green filter. From here, you will have a couple more filters as well for photography, or just regular play if you want, which is, of course, we got our normal, we got our black and white, we got our, I get brownish tone. We have, of course, like a more, I get washout look to it. And then, of course, you can play the game horribly pixelated if, you know, you want to make it look like something from like the PS2, maybe PS1. I would say probably, now thinking about it, probably more like PS1 time period if you want the game to have that look. But for the time being, we're going to go ahead and just look at our normal photography. So by going back into camera here, by clicking on Fit Camera Setting 1, you will have 2 options here with, of course, Use and, of course, a Change Angle. Use will, of course, go to whatever default setting you have, or whatever the last setting you actually saved. But we're going to go ahead and go to a Change Angle in that case. So we got a few options from here. Of course, we can move the camera if you are playing with a controller. You can move the camera with the right stick. You can, of course, go up and down with the left stick. And then holding the left trigger, we can, of course, by hitting left and right, we can, of course, rotate. So we can also do that. By holding the right trigger, we can move out or in. Just know it is fairly set to wherever your character is setting. But if you do want to zoom out any photo, you can do so by hitting up and down on the D-pad, which can actually get you out pretty far, as you can see. And then, of course, up will zoom in super far as well here. So you can pretty much play with these settings till you get the camera to your liking. And then from here, you can, of course, prepare to take your picture. And from here, once you actually have a camera angle you actually like and you want to actually keep, we're going to go ahead and hit A on the controller, or I believe should be Enter on the keyboard as well. And you can go ahead and just say yes, and that will save your setting. And from here, once you pick that camera again, you are set, it's zoomed in, and ready to go. So, of course, to actually take photography here, there is a couple ways we can do this. If you are playing on the Xbox or Xbox One, you can, of course, go ahead and use your, green shell button, whatever the button on the Series X controller is called, to take your screenshots. Or you can also hit print screen on your PC to take the picture. So, as you can see, we got our sound effect, we got a little thing saying it's saved. But there are two other things to keep in mind here about this. Is, of course, if you want to get rid of course, the menu. So the menus are very simple to get rid of. So there are two ways we can deal with the overlay here. So first of all, we can head on over into our options. And we can go into game setting. And then from here, pick green cap setting. So of course, you can change what type of quality you want your photo to be with JPEG, ping, and a bump map. I believe what that one is. And then, of course, you can go ahead and select high dip rate. And then, of course, you can also set it to different settings, such as only showing bubbles or just hiding everything. So if you do not want any overlay at all, make sure this is selected. Also, another way we can also deal with this is, of course, first of all, by moving my camera over here. And we can go ahead and, of course, type in a small command into the game itself, which is, of course, just /UI off one word here, space, and then a number. The numbers are pretty much representing how many seconds. For that, I recommend offhand to, of course, type in 600, but you can play with this as you need. But for 600, we'll remove it for a decent amount of time, which should be enough to actually get you some photos here. And then you can go ahead and take a photo as normal. If you want your overlay to come back so you can actually see everything, you can do so by just bringing up your quick menu here, and that will go ahead and cancel out your command to remove everything. And then, of course, we got ourselves some emotes. And you can, of course, do emotes as well for your photography here. So for them, you're going to have to either open your quick menu and go to your emote command. And, of course, find the emotes you want to do. Just know some emotes will, of course, just last forever. And it will be on a loop. And then there is, of course, other emotes that is, once you actually do them, they will just go ahead and end. And, well, that's pretty much it. But if you are wanting to take a photo of an emote that is not animated or looping, there is a way to actually do that. So first of all, a little side note here, which is, of course, you can indeed sign emote to your keyboard. So, of course, by hold Alt and then put any letter on your keyboard, you can, of course, do this in animation. So to do this, there is a nice little trick for this, that you can add any emotes that you have unlocked on your character, which is, of course, gonna take us back to our options here. So by heading back into options, heading on down to control, and down to keybinds on keyboard, and you want to go ahead and head on over here to emote, and from here you will see a list of all the commands here, and you can go ahead and select any emote you want by clicking on the drop down menu, and from here you will have a list of every single emote you have available on your account, might it be by default or from actually unlocking them with a ticket. As you can see though, the downside here is, of course, you don't have exactly a preview, So you will need to know the name of whatever emote you are trying to find. But once you go ahead and select it on whatever hotkey you want to go ahead and just save your settings and back on out. And then you are good to go to, of course, hit the button and then stop spamming that wonderful print screen to get your character doing whatever animation you want them to do. And that is a good tip, especially for the animation that are not looping. And just like that, that is everything you need to know about photography in Bait PSO2. And hopefully you have found this video helpful in one way or another. Might it be from the emotes, might it be from the photography. Let me know in the comments below what was, helpful to you guys. As well as feel free to show off any photo you have took. Feel free to, of course, send it to me over on Twitter or Discord. A link in the description for that. And of course, with that, that will do it for me. So make sure you do the thumbs up, subscribe, hit all the bells so you don't miss out on any more PSO2 or New Genesis content here on the channel, where I try to make videos every single day if I'm able to. So be sure to do all that. And of course, I want to give a huge shout out to everybody that is supporting us for the months of May here over on at patreon.com/Maconn. Thank you, my dudes. And with that, that will do it for me. And I see you all in the comments.